Hi Anubhav, welcome, and thanks for getting up so early.
Yeah, no problem. So we are not in this used to of getting morning early, but
I
yeah, after
know.
a long time I got it.
Let's start with maybe your background, and I was looking at your LinkedIn profile. Uh, you have played a lot of the product owner role, right?
Yes, yes.
So you want to give us a quick background of the kind of work that you've done, and
Yeah, of course. So I started my journey after my post graduation from a business analyst, and eventually learning from our traditional approaches, now no more available approaches towards agile practices. And and although the designation says the business analyst, but mainly the role is the product owner. So I have worked with various domains that start from travel, hospitality, e-commerce, then stock market. So so it may be a small engagement, it may be a 1 year plus engagement. So I've been there assisting company on the product owner as well as the different verticals to get the ROI of the organizations. And for being a product owner, recently, I think 4 to 5 years, I'm 100% dedicated as a product owner,
Mhm.
a part of the add-on engagements to the to the organizations.
Right. I mean, this study that I am doing is really focused on the Scrum Master role.
Yeah.
And my goal was to get a 360 view of how different people view the scrum master.
Yes.
So on the teams that you have been in, first of all, did you always have a scrum master assigned to the team?
No.
No. Then who, like if there wasn't a dedicated, who played the role of a scrum master then?
So initially, I assisted them by having a change of hats.
Okay.
So when I go as a SM, then I don't think I'm a product owner. I have to overpass the rules by saying yes. If I'm a SM, means I'm SM. I have to take care of my team. I have to be an impediment remover for those guys when the customer comes and says, and I had a good hot fights with the customer or the mild discussions with the customer to remove those things. But when I perform my activities
Mm-hmm.
as a product owner, then the hat is changed. Then I'm just a product owner. I will understand your understanding, your vision, what you're looking for, what your business logics are, what you are trying to achieve, and all those. But this was, I think it's too old. I'm not saying recently it's happening because now companies are also immersed. But of course, getting a Scrum Master is still a challenge because they don't see any value in that. They say it's just overhead for us, but there's a lot of things to be done by Scrum Masters. And I always have a discussion with my all managements. Project managers are not the Scrum Master. Please do not bring those guys as a Scrum Master.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
So in your you are a product owner. So and and you have gone in different domains and different industries and have done different things at different times. And it's not that always when you go into a new project or into a domain that you know that domain, right? You have
of
to
course.
you have to understand the domain. You have to get some background. Do you think the Scrum Master uh, should also follow that path and understand the domain?
Yes, I would say yes. Yes. So many places it will help us to achieve our. So let me rephrase the statement saying, okay, if I'm a product owner, you are a customer of oil and gas, and we interacted somewhere, and I had figured out something,
Right.
and we have done. But that guy is from upstream or downstream, doesn't matter. In the process, it matters. But if he knows things, he can assist me or guide me, saying, Anubhav, the business flows like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be an assistance to a product owner also because that industry is new to me.
Correct. 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 Have you seen Scrum Masters on the team who want to do it or who actively seek out this domain knowledge? Are they happy
No,
with just understanding Scrum and just facilitating the ceremonies and
no. So this is the reason. So you can say that I read a lot in college study time. I was not reading a lot, but
Mhm.
So now you can say I'm getting more less
Compensating for it.
with you.
Yeah.
So no. So what should we speak? So that's why I read. So I have not seen the Scrum Master. See, I'm also Scrum Master certified, but I completed my CSM after giving 1.5 or 2 years in the practical working. Then I
Hmm.
have achieved some knowledge, and I went for the certification.
Hmm.
2 days workshop and the clearance of the certification. So we have to give time for learning. I don't think people don't. They just follow the ceremonies. They know what are the artifacts. Where is the improvisation?
Correct. Correct. And I have you mentioned something, and I have heard this from a number of people, especially in India, that the Scrum Master role is not as valued there. Uh,
Yeah, so that's why when we were taking survey, so there was a question, Scrum Master should be paid less or more.
mhm.
I have specifically mentioned he should be paid more than the developers.
Mm.
So he's just not person who comes and performs the conflict resolution. Conflict resolution, it's not so easy.
Mhm.
We have a experienced person of 3 years. I'm giving a live example.
Mhm.
I have experienced person of 3 years, 6 years, architect of 18 years experience.
Mhm.
And again, the father figure comes in picture. 18 years is the difference. So it's not so easy to make those guys understand. They are having their own way of pattern. He
Correct.
is an architect. He says, "Why should I do this?"
Mhm.
Then there are ways to do so. So this is my opinion. So initial I assist them. Okay, you just ping me in the chat or let me know in our status update. I will do that for you. But after repetitive doing from my side, then he says, "Okay, Anubhav, you know, I will take care of this."
Mm.
So I say, you see, if I'm working, we have the benefit that we sit on the same bay. We can go and discuss what is the status. Just imagine if I'm sitting in some other country, this Scrum board tool is only the helpful resource for me.
Mhm.
We have a time difference. So if you guys will not keep the things updated, how can I be able to make the
Correct.
predictability? I can have a view how to talk to my customer. So
Correct.
still it's challenging. It's challenging. People want people do not want to take the accountability and the ownership. Fear is there, of course.
Where do
Management fear
you
is there.
where do you think this role of the Scrum Master is going in future? What do you think is going to happen to it?
It will go with a slow. If we are talking in Indian context, of course, we need some more time to get nurtured.
Mhm.
Understand it's just not a role. It's more than a role. So there is self assessment of Scrum Master. Do so, and it's not only a team Scrum Master. If you want, you can do a business unit Scrum Master.
Mhm.
If you want, you can do a organizational servant leaders. Then figure out as a Scrum Master. Okay, am I able to resolve all the problems of the complete team? Me being a CXO, let me do an organizational Scrum Master rather than thinking on us dollar values. Let's figure out. Am I able to make all the impediments clear of my all the teams? Are they getting the things on time? So there are many ways to look. So we are just looking, focusing towards the development.
Correct.
So this is my perspective. How do I see?
In in your experience in all the teams that you have worked in, um, can you think about the Scrum Master that was most effective, and what made him or her effective?
Yeah. So there was an engagement with one of the medical organization of the US only. So that guy, initially he was not effective.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can say the ecosystem error, the
Mm-hmm.
delivery manager pressure, and all those. But when we started working, so that engagement was escalated engagement. So I will not use the name of the engagement, but
Right.
yeah. So that was an escalated engagement, and when I saw the first time the Jira,
Mm-hmm.
many sprints were not delivered.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was escalated. Then I spoke to Scrum Master. What is the reason? Then he said, these are the reasons. These are the. Then I identified the blockers.
Mm-hmm.
I directly went to those respective bloggers and said, see, no one will disturb this team. If you want any updates, please talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let team work in the same fashion what they are trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 2 to 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and escalated project got converted towards nice movement of the engagements, and all sprints were timely delivered what we were committed.
But what does
Yeah.
the Scrum
So
Master
if you
do? Yeah.
yeah, Scrum Master I'm talking. So Scrum Master, he assisted me because he knows product better than me because they were working from 6 7 months
Okay.
before on that. So he assisted me to guide there. Okay, Anubhav, these are the ways binary numbers. We take it from that device and convert it into here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the flow. This is the way we read this kind of metrics.
Okay.
Not our Scrum metrics, the metrics of the organization, the devices.
Yeah.
Then he take care of the team interactions. Initially, it was a conflict because so I just played a little role of working on the team dysfunction with 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a part of the few activities, and we started socially collaborating.
Mm.
So we started to have MACD outings or
Mm.
any party outings.
Correct.
Not we'll not spend so much time.
Right.
I will not ask you guys to come in the weekends, but let's be committed.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them only one thing, that Scrum does not say, or any framework does not say, that you have to work only for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Work for the commitments.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, and many times me and that SM, we used to have tea in the afternoon or
Right.
sometimes. So we discuss on this kind of thing. Okay, Hanu, what should I do? So I said,
Right.
I will not say you what should I do.
Mm.
He assisted me in the guidance on the product knowledge. He assisted me on the team management. He assisted me on having the ceremonies on time and the all perfections. He assisted me, no conflicts should be there. So initial for the 1 and 2 months, I assisted him. Okay, being a Scrum Master, we should take care of this.
Right.
What practices we should follow. So improve. So I'm saying talk to customer. So he was talking to customer. Okay, we need this time. So
Correct.
those kind of impediment blockers, he assisted me.
Correct.
But it was only for one engagement, the recently which I had in 15 16.
Yeah. Now one instance maybe where the Scrum Master really was not effective at all, and maybe what was the reason for that?
He's from a delivery manager background.
Okay.
And see, when you hold a person who by his profession knows only the dollar values,
Mm-hmm.
he cannot think for a value of the product.
Mm.
So having that delivery manager as a scrum master will not make a. It will be a billing for the customer, for company and the customer. So this was the reason. I'm giving the right example.
Right.
Delivery
Right.
manager working as scrum master, and delivery manager working for multiple projects. So he will not be a dedicated scrum master.
Right. Right.
So that is the challenge.
Cool. In terms of uh, if you think about the Scrum Master from a career progression, um, what do you think is the next step for them? Where do you see them going,
People
or where
think I
have you
want
seen
to be
them
a
go?
everyone think to be agile coach,
Yeah. Okay.
but rather than that, we can improve our efficiency and efficacy in the best practices. There are a lot of best practices.
Mm-hmm.
So designation doesn't matter if you ask my perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
it may be a chief scrum master or senior scrum master, does not care. So, but the companies should also define the role, and I would say hiring managers should define the roles by good understanding, not with their just hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
So they understand, okay, if you need a single scrum master, why you need it? Just by giving experience and designation,
Mm-hmm.
or you need a single scrum master to perform for a very high productive team, or they are already working in those engagements from long term, and he will be assisting other scrum masters. So he will be a coach for the Scrum Master.
Correct. Correct.
So eventually, we grow in our ladder of the organization, but we should grow as an organization impediment blockers. There are many places. We should learn cultural differences.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about global culture difference. There's a lot of culture difference in our Indian ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have to adapt that, facilitating on the common time zones. Many areas we can move ourselves. The best practices to learn the technical skills.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still a debate. I am a Scrum Master. I don't want to do anything. So no, learn things. Learn
Correct.
more things. If you're done with, if you think Scrum is done, Scrum is not so easy, but we think Scrum is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Then for other certification, learn and try to bring those um, best practices from there. Understand why metrics makes us understand. So those kind of thing. It's a learning path.
Correct.
Yes. So when we do a transformation, so people say transformation, I say it's a reformation.
Mm-hmm.
So transformation is to change something. Reformation is to improvise to get new stage and get the best practices for an institution or an organization. So this is the debate I always have with my coach friends. So when we do transformations at an organization scale, or we say, okay, we want to go agile, or first thing, agile is not Scrum. My management, they do not understand so much. So we should give some time in learning. So
Mm-hmm.
initial few days, I'm not saying it should be a certified workshop only, but
Mm-hmm.
work with the people who knows that, identify in-house or get from outside, get a person who comes and work with you for 2 to 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
make you understand with multiple games. And so it's not only one side, the other side is from the team side. So when we go and we don't know anything, so Google plays a lot to get info, but go with unlearn and try to learn what these guys are saying. So I remember my CSM days, although after 1.5 years of doing execution, when I went, I said, okay, what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting, I always love to be on the back bench, so I was sitting there, what he's talking about. But after getting those information, because Google does not give all the information, so we have a lot of information I received from there. When we started getting those things in place, things look good for me and good for team. We are getting the invoices on time. So when you make the deliveries on time, you get your invoices on time.
Mm-hmm.
So being a Scrum Master, I should not focus on the money, but I should
Mm-hmm.
focus on the delivery.
Right. Right.
Getting best practices. So where people say TDD, BDD. So I also don't know how does it works in the frameworks.
Mm-hmm.
But first understand what is TDD, why we need a TDD.
Correct.
Do not compare TDD with the unit testing.
Correct. What one last question I have is what do you aspire to do in future?
For me, I wanted to be on the product side only.
Mm-hmm.
So I assist people with the recommendations, not with the formulation. So I wanted always to be a product owner, and you can see my LinkedIn goal also. It
Yeah.
says I want to be a chief product owner.
Right.
So it's a goal. How much time will I take to reach? It is we have to figure out, but it's a goal.
Great. Great. Well, Anubhav, it was great talking to you, and thank you so much for sharing your views and thoughts. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time too.